Welcome to another episode of Queen3 and King. I am your host, King Doc, in the mother in house. Hey, we might as well go and get raw.
Mama.
Go. With my co-host, of course, are the three queens. We got Queen Lily, Queen Titi, and Queen Coco in the house. And then we have our special guest, Andre Jones of the Lunchbreak Sports Show and Jones Media Entertainment. And we'll get to that brother in a second while he's trying to gather himself over there. All right. So
and then
starting
nice mansion he got.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Man, what's funny about that is I saw that same mansion on Marriage is Real. So that same mansion.
Maybe they live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, maybe
I thought it looked familiar.
Maybe all of them is Fox and Jacob's houses. You know, I don't know. See, I might have told my age by saying Fox and Jacobs. You know, but. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my co-hosts. Starting out in Anna, Texas, with Queen Coco, the seasoned queen, also known as Darling Nikki, Boney Maroney, Skinny Minnie, and the glamour herself. What up, Queen?
Hello, family. I hope you guys had a great day.
Okay, she's trying to speak up and clear the throat and everything since we got a guest on today, I suppose. And next. Still in a legal imbroglio with Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the state of Oklahoma. I'm not sure if you've heard of this, AJ. The grand jury is currently mulling over some things right now. So we don't know if they're going to come back with a no bill or they're going to indict. Not quite sure.
Jesse even got his sentence before Nisha.
Didn't he?
Not indicted.
We got the educator, Meba, TT. What up, Queen?
Good evening, everybody. Yeah.
Do you need us to help you with a lawyer, Mika? You got it?
God is my lawyer.
King Jesus, he's a lawyer.
In the courtroom.
Girl, you better get to speaking in the spirit.
Hey, Honda Elantra, you know.
You moved to cars.
All right. And last but not least, we have the baby queen, formerly known as Blake's mama. Now she is squarely Bronx's mama. We think we hadn't got the maternity test back yet.
Oh my goodness.
So we're not sure if that's her baby or not. Yeah, AJ, that's the one they sent her home with. But he sure got some. Hey, but he got some eyes like the other folks over there.
Oh my goodness! I am.
We got the baby queen, Mama Lee, in the house. Say what up, Queen.
Hey, family.
All right. And also, you individuals watching on Facebook, which I see we do have a couple already that are posting. Remember to give Restream permission to show your name and whatnot. I have put in the chat the link. Again, we already have some people that are using Facebook, like our Aunt Marita. She says, "Hey, family," so she's figured it out. And if Aunt Marita can figure it out, all y'all can figure it out.
She's intelligent. Don't do that.
How did I intimate that she wasn't?
When you say it like that,
I'm just saying the other generation that she come from sometimes ain't as
she's savvy,
technically sound.
He's savvy, baby.
And we got Keisha Walker on in the house. Says, "Hey, gorgeous people," and she AJ, she is one that I have to edit her comments before I put them on because ain't no telling what she might
I love it.
And look at her. So
I remember her from when y'all were talking about men not calling and not texting.
Right. Yeah, because she experiences that so much. So that's why
she was the one that night. Oh Lord.
That's why she was my friend alone. That's why she was so involved in that show. She had an invested interest in it. Now you see how my auntie talked to her. Look at what she said. Okay, jerk. So that's just the thing. Okay, now to our special guest host. We are excited to have Mr. AJ Jones in the building of Jones Media Entertainment. this brother here has just recently retired from radio after 40 years.
Wow,
Only
that's awesome.
only a few of us on the panel today done been alive 40 years.
Wow.
Let
Let alone
for 40 years.
Yeah, let alone in radio. So that means when AJ and Wilma, see, they daddy named AJ too. AJ.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, but it comes from Anthony Johnson. So when Anthony Johnson, AJ Baldwin, and Wilma Jean was getting together trying to make them, you was already in radio for 4 or 5 years.
I was getting it in, brother. I was getting it in while he was getting it in.
That's right.
Yes,
And
you
AJ was getting it in. And this
Yes,
AJ
you
was
were.
getting it in. So again, he's just retired after 40 years in radio. This
That's
gentleman,
awesome.
as far as I'm
Thank you.
concerned, man, after 40 years in radio and the quality with which he delivered it, Texas Radio Hall of Fame, you need to be paying attention.
Oh,
if you're
wow.
not
Oh,
already.
wow.
You understand
wow.
that? I know what time it is. Mr. Marconi probably done already missed the mark. But Texas Radio Hall of Fame, hey, this is a dude right here.
Appreciate
and we share an industry tie, another industry tie that he doesn't know, and that is the insurance industry. He is a licensed insurance agent. Me, myself, am a licensed property and casualty adjuster. And Lily is in underwriting, and Mika got a degree. Didn't your degree come in insurance before you figured you couldn't handle it and had to get an education? Oh, I didn't know why. I didn't know why.
You don't do that to my sister.
Well, they gang up on you quick, Doc. They team up.
Yeah.
They
we gotta stick together.
See, here's the thing that most people miss. They laugh first and then they defend.
See,
that's wrong to me.
We just got the order.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
I got you.
Okay, Keisha has, and I'm gonna let you introduce yourself right after this comment or give more of your bio. Keisha says, "AJ a preacher? Do I need to censor myself?"
So Keisha, yes, I am, but no, you don't, because I got a little cussing spirit myself, and
Come on, Peter.
Well,
tell the truth, shame the devil.
Well, one thing about Queen3 and King in particular, and BS3 Network as a whole, we operate in balance. So,
amen.
You know, without balance, man, you're not as effective as you could be, and I'm gonna leave it like that. So,
well said.
So, AJ, it's on you, my man. Tell us what we need to know.
Well, man, listen, I've been doing this radio thing since I was 17 years old. My first job was at WYLD in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm grateful, man, because I had no idea what I had my hands on. You know, a lot of folks have made a career out of it, but it was more of a hobby for me that I was able to do for 40 years. So I finally got to that point where I was thinking about what am I going to do next, what was left in radio. And I really had done all I wanted to do. So now I want to, you know, start a business that will help other people do their thing and create their dreams and put it on screen and stream. So that's what we're doing now at Jones Media and Entertainment. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it.
Awesome. And you're out of Houston, Texas, right?
Out of Houston, Texas, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, family from Louisiana, Little Darrow, Louisiana, right past Baton Rouge. My son is still there with his wife and children. And man, I've lived all over the United States except for on the West Coast.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And so talk to me a little bit about, when I was listening today, you were talking about some of the programs you had coming up with Jones Media and Entertainment and some of the working relationships you were developing and things of that nature. And you mentioned something that's very important to us here at Queen3 and King, and that's mental health. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, there's a young lady right now that does that for one of the largest school districts in the United States of America. She goes into the schools and help them with behavioral issues and with young people who deal with autism and some other challenges. And she advocates for them. She advocates for them to make sure that they get their services. She makes sure that they're being treated fairly by the administrators, the teachers, the associate principals. And there's a lot of parents that don't know how to do that. So she also holds classes and situations like that with the parents. So if they can't do it, she'll do it. If they want to learn how to do it, she'll help them. And if they're really good at it, she's an ally. She's a tag team partner. They can tag her in and she can help them accomplish what they need to accomplish. Because man, at the end of the day, these kids need to, have the same chance that any other kid would have and get a chance to, graduate and do all the things that they want to do.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, our family is definitely all in on mental health awareness and doing things to strengthen that community and those who are dealing with that issue. We have cousins and nephews and, you know, people. We got a couple of cousins up in the St. Louis area that suffer from autism and things of that nature. So it is important to us. And let me just say this, it takes a special individual to deal with special needs children. And
Sure,
I'm telling you
absolutely.
right now, just like I tell him, you are made for this, you know. And
Yeah.
when I say, if that dude is not tailor made for that assignment, I mean, because the type of heart he has, the type of dedication he has, that dude's tailor made for it. So when I see a parent who has dealing with a special needs child, I automatically get a ton of respect for them, because I know
Absolutely.
for them to be chosen by God, there's something in them that
Yeah.
said, I qualify for this assignment.
Right.
Yeah.
And hey, you might be a preacher, but I'll preach.
Yeah, no, that's real talk right there. That's real
Yeah.
talk right there. And the crazy thing was, she didn't know that that would be a show with good content. I said, that's one of the kind of shows that can take off, and you'll hear them talking
That's
about you on Good Morning America,
Right.
and they'll be talking about you on the Today Show and that kind of stuff. So, you know, you got a gift, you got a talent, and you've got something that people absolutely need. So, yeah, I look forward to getting that produced and getting that out there.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And with Jones Media and Entertainment, I was talking to Ben today about BS3 Network and kind of where we're going with some things. And I said, man, AJ over at Jones Media and Entertainment has some overlap into what we were wanting to do. We talked about acquiring buildings here in the DFW area and setting up 4 or 5 rooms with different podcast sets, you know, from round tables to a basic living room to a news type set to a cooking kitchen situation. So other podcasters, including our own, can go in and record live or film live there. And we can kind of help hone that new talent and mentor that new talent and that kind of thing, you know. So I noticed that you talked a little bit about that. So tell us a little bit about Jones Media Entertainment and what you're going to have available for fellow podcasters in the Houston area as well.
Yeah, so really, if they don't have a place to create their content, we'll create a place for them. We'll have, right now, we're building out a completely green room. Every single wall in that room is green.
I love it.
And we're doing it in a kind of infinity setting. So it's got the rounded corners. So it's like you're in the room and you're able to create whatever background you want to create there. We'll invest in the equipment, the cameras, the microphones, the lighting, and all that. And literally all you got to do is come do your thing. And then we'll make sure it gets edited and produced and get out there, you know, in a very high quality way without having to, you know, spend a whole lot of money to do that. We're also putting together other rooms where people can use for photo shoots. They can use for staging movie scenes and things like that. So, man, people can just create. People can literally just do what they're gifted to do, whether they've got the resources to do it or not.
Wow, I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're here today to talk about the topic, do women have it harder than men?
Yeah.
We're going to dig in a minute, right? As soon as I get these few comments that have come in, just so we can acknowledge our viewers. Keisha, in reference to what AJ says, well, bless his name. Everett, a homeboy, I grew up in the same neighborhood on the same street that me and the seasoned queen did. Said, Mr. Jackson said, sorry, I'm late. What's up, family? And he don't do nothing all day but send me crazy TikToks and videos on Facebook Messenger. We have someone here who has not given Restream permission to say, so let us know who you are. Give Restream permission to publish your name. I put a link in the comments here in the chat comments, so you can do that. Same thing with this individual who just says nice. And then we have Mildred Wormsley. And I'm going to say, she goes, hello, watching. This must be one of AJ friends. And the reason I say that, because this is why I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this is why.
Thank you, Lee.
Because whenever somebody.
Isn't she related to you, Lee?
Well, usually when you got. The AJ is like H-Rap. Whenever you see an old name in the chat, it's generally the old dude who knows. So that's why I'm just making that.
Hey, just move past the comment. See, and going on.
Time out. I was expecting to get jumped on by the ladies. It's the king. Keep my eye out.
Yeah, see?
I know, ladies. I apologize. Queens, I apologize.
All right. So I'm going to start with the baby queen here. So again, our topic is, do women have it harder than men? And my first question is, why are we even asking this question? Go. Why are we even talking about this shit?
I think it's always been. I think it's
My ain't
always,
is like it when I cuss, so that's why. Go ahead.
I think it's always been a discussion, where it kind of a debate because some people be like, "We got to protect our black women. No, we got to protect our black men." I'm like, "Can we protect both?"
Yeah.
But it's always kind of been that discussion and that debate of who has it harder, and I really don't understand why, because we'll probably get into it later, but we both have it hard. So
Okay. Mika, what you got? Why we even asking this question?
Because you put it out there and we were like, okay, we like that topic.
You gonna tell the
why
truth.
not, huh?
That's
Go
a
tell the truth.
society in a community. Why are we?
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you were talking about.
You're supposed
I
to be
would
the educator.
say,
See what our kids go through? This the educator. Now, I'm just going to say, go ahead.
I would say exactly what Alicia said.
Homeschool.
I got you.
Thank you.
sis.
I got you.
Wow.
I
Wow.
would say it's the
Ooh, her cheek. Her cheek.
I would say I think it's like Alicia said, it's been a debate. I think we all have something to defend each other about. I don't know why this is a topic. We all have something that we have it harder in. It just depends on the area. So I think we both have it hard, especially our community.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Nikki, before we go to you, let's get a couple of comments. We got Mike Riggins in the building. He goes, I ain't old. And he said, that's AJ, big
That's my bro. That's my yeah, that's my little bro. All right, Mike, thank you, man.
But Mike, they was gonna let they name you Nathaniel, so you got lucky. All right, we got the Sutters in the house calling from Georgia.
Hey,
What's going on?
good evening.
I love mom and dad, man. I love them.
Yeah, several people in BS3 Network have tried to adopt them as parents. So and
they're
they
all
said
our parents.
they say if they can't claim it on their taxes, they don't want you.
Oh Lord, I gotta use that.
Right.
Monique says yes, we need to protect both. Kia out of Minneapolis, she goes, now this generation of men have started to get jealous of the praises and attention women get for the things we do as mothers and women. So now it's become a competition. All right, we're gonna address that in a minute. Nikki, what we got? Why we even talking about this?
I think that the same thing that Alicia was saying about the reason why we're talking about it is because it has been a topic of discussion for many years. So I do believe that the women and men alike have the same issue with regards to having it hard in our communities. So I definitely agree with that, and for various reasons, I think too.
Okay, AJ, why we even talking about this?
Yeah, I don't say we're talking about it because we still ain't got it right. And that's just my opinion. Yeah, believe me when I say talking about culturally now, we both have it hard, but man, our sisters are still not getting the love that they deserve. You know, I mean, look at the pay scale; it ain't even close for the exact same job. Look at the opportunities. We still think the first woman as the head of this, the first woman to do that. And again, at the end of the day, I keep hearing that people want to hire the best person for the job and they want to pay the best for the best person for the job. But then some kind of way it ends up wrong. So until we learn how to do it right, heck yeah, women got it harder. They sure do. And I'm just going to call it what it is. They do.
All right. I can see right now. No, we ain't.
And I'm gonna stick beside him.
We ain't clapping for him. See, I can see right now that I'm finna ride this train by myself. So, brothers in the audience, I may need y'all assistance today because I see AJ really was scared. He wasn't just talking, so he figured, okay, all my answers finna be so he's
AJ is a smart man.
Pro women.
AJ came with them facts.
Yeah. No, really, just to kind of throw it out there, I worked in corporate America for as long as I worked in radio and sports. And I see it, man, up front and close. And I had hiring and firing responsibilities for a Fortune 100 company. And I looked at how my colleagues just went past the women's names. I looked at them like it's almost like they had a quota. Okay, we already done hired a woman over here, so we don't even need to look anymore. And that just don't make any sense. You know, especially when I was responsible for the financial success of that branch that I was a CFO for. Then I get into sports and I see so many women who have the skill, the know-how, the talent, and they lose it to don't get me started. People who don't have that same
Yeah.
skill, talent, and know-how.
Right.
So
Right on.
it's just not right, man. And then when it
Right
comes
on.
down to the pay, it ain't there.
Got
Yeah.
you. All right, to our viewing audience, if you're on YouTube, please click the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Everybody else, you watch it on Facebook or wherever, please share this with a friend. Go grab a neighbor. Let somebody get in on this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we asked the question, why are we even asking this question? And I said in some of my preparation notes, I said, isn't this one of the reasons why men and women in our community can't get along consistently? Because we're having to debate this, who's
Yeah.
got it harder. Does it
Yeah.
really matter who has it harder? Are we being petty? Honestly, it's an exercise in futility to say who has it worse by gender. It only serves to give one gender oppression point over the other in some sick form of supremacy that we are in love with in Western society. So, hey, get over it. Talk to me, AJ.
So remember when we started saying that Black Lives Matter,
Uh-huh.
and certain folks couldn't say that. All they could say was all lives matter.
Right.
And some of us tried to be real patient with them and say, well, baby, I get what you're trying to say. But what we're always saying is, yes, all lives matter. But right now, the Black ones need more attention
Yeah.
than the other ones. It's the same thing with this debate. There are times when, yes, we all have it tough. But every now and then, the women need allies from us so that they can come up. And, oh, yeah, by the way, we definitely going to need allies from them so that we come up. So it's not, to me, a battle. It really is just, baby, it's your turn. Let me lift you up. And when you get there, do me a favor, pull me up.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And ladies, he is single.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
his representative. So
Lord, oh, Lord.
He said,
if y'all want to holler at me, and
Mm-mm.
I'll screen
Don't
you
holler.
first. I'm gonna
Them
screen you
DMs
first.
about to be jumping.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a whole run at the church, and I need them tithed and an offering.
I love it.
Right.
Comedian John Yogi Lewis of Man Talk Monday said, if y'all don't get in that kitchen and hush out,
Go to bed,
John.
Go to bed.
I
John,
love it.
log off.
I can always count on John. Then we got Ben Sutter the third. He put the
Boss
BS
man.
in BS3.
Yeah.
What's up,
Hey.
homeboy?
What up,
Start
Ben?
answering your text too, man. I done texted you 2 times. All right, we got Monique. She goes, great point, AJ. And then Mr. Jackson says both men and women bring up this scenario. Most men bring it up because they hate to be outdone by a woman, and a woman brings it up because they can do the job better than me. He must be in trouble at the house too. All right. So, some thought processes out there are overall women do have it harder than men, especially biologically, because women go through many different changes with their bodies that impact them daily.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, what are some other ways? And I'll start with you on this, AJ. What are some other ways that women have it harder than men? You named a couple. What are some other ways women have it harder than men?
Sometimes I think what you just said, because of some of the, the biological and physiological things, there's a different expectation. And sometimes it's they're almost prejudged. Like, I'm expecting you to be missing days because what's going on with you physically and genetically and stuff like that. And to me, those are self-conscious biases that really shouldn't even have anything to do with. As a man, I could miss a whole bunch of days for God knows what reasons. And that's not fair to prejudge a woman based on the fact that she is a woman.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Nicole, what are some other ways that women have it harder than men?
I think with most, well, I'm not going to say most, I don't know what the percentage is, but usually with women too, I've seen this happen when I was in corporate America. They would pass over a woman, simply a Black woman, especially simply because she didn't have the same skin, just so that she wouldn't get the position. They would just assume that she wasn't going to be a good good at that position, and that she wasn't going to meet her quotas or do whatever the job entails. So a lot of times it's that they don't think women can handle the position, and for some reason or another.
Yeah, so what you're touching on there's a such thing called conformational behavioral model.
Yeah.
And what that
Mhm.
is that's when people who are in charge of hiring, like I was in charge of hiring on most of the
Mhm.
positions that I've had, you tend to naturally try to hire somebody who looks like you, comes from the same places that you come from, thinks like you think, may have a commonality in terms of both being sports fans or both playing golf or whatever the case may be. So you have to be a good leader, you have to fight some of those natural tendencies. And if you're
That's good.
smart about it,
That's good.
you know that people who see things a little differently or come from different places than you actually make your organization better than worse,
Mhm.
because you got a
Right.
more varied outlook and more varied
Diverse.
perspective, more
Mhm.
diverse perspective over what you need to make your organization successful. And and when I say the streets are littered with people, companies who have failed at this mission
That's right.
and have admitted it to try to make it better, such as Coca-Cola and Gerber, Chevrolet. I'll
Mhm.
give you an example. Coca-Cola started a ad campaign over in some Eastern countries, right? Some Asian countries. And they're like, okay, let's just do what we do over here. Let's put a series of billboards. We're going to have a guy and he's going to be sad. The next picture, he's going to be drinking a Coke. And then the next billboard down the mile, a little road about a mile, he's going to be happy, intimating that I was sad, drunk a Coke, now I'm happy. What they didn't realize is these fools drive the other way. So it looked like he was happy, drunk a Coke, and now he pissed off. So
That's
needless
wild.
to say, now you tell me that Coke, as big as they are as a company, didn't have somebody in the
Somebody
Asian
to think of.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
that
Yeah.
could have told them, hey, what's the best approach over here?
Mhm.
Right.
To give one more example, Gerber wanted to start marketing over in Africa, in certain parts of Africa. What they didn't understand is that illiteracy rates were very high in this region. And so as a result, they didn't put names on their cans. They actually just put pictures of the product. So guess what Gerber did? What is Gerber's logo?
The baby.
A little
The
white
baby.
baby. They
Right.
put little white babies on the can. So guess what these folks thought was in these cans?
Little
Little
white
white
babies.
So there was only one village buying these products because they the rest of Africa said we ain't need no little baby. So you tell
Wow.
me they didn't have somebody from that region to be
Got
able
to
to
be more
say,
careful.
you know, this is
Mhm.
not how you market over here. You need to put a picture of a peach on here, or a picture of a banana, or a picture of a
Mhm.
whatever to tell what the product is, not your logo. So again, as hiring people, you don't want to always look for somebody who looks like you. And it
Yep.
sometimes you get a black woman, she can actually help you vet your staff. She can help you
Man.
manage your
Man.
staff. Because guess what? She managed them kids at home, so she can manage them kids at work. Because a lot of times that's what they are. All right, who did I answer this question? Mika, did you get to answer this question? What are some other ways that women have it harder than men?
I didn't get it to answer, but I would say exactly where you're at. Being in the field of education, it, you know, what my friends and I have talked about, it's like we have to go position by position by position. But you can have a man that was a principal for 2 years and he skyrocketed to the top, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, what about me?
Uh-huh.
And I think it's I think it's not the whole reason, but a lot of reason is because, we feel like a man can lead best.
Mhm.
So just, I
Okay.
think in employment.
And we can, but that's beside the point.
Mm.
Thank you, Lord. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you breathe. Yes, you did the right thing. Breathe. And AJ, see, I'm gonna tell y'all what he do to stay out of trouble. Every time some shit go down,
Look, he do like this.
Close your mouth, Jones. Don't
He started
respond.
drinking. That's how you survive 40 years in radio. You take a drink at the right time.
He said he ain't in it.
Nah.
And this might be water, and it might not.
This might be guava margarita, and it might be guava margarita. So I'm gonna tell you that. Lily, what are some other ways that women have it harder than men that maybe we haven't thought of just yet?
I think we thought of it because we can go back to Brother John's comment, right? So
Oh yeah, getting in that
said
kitchen.
if you don't get back in that kitchen,
Yeah.
hush up.
Yeah.
And that is
he was
often
right
the
about that,
perception. Be quiet. That's often the perception.
Ted, you know better.
Yeah, scratch your forehead, AJ, because it ain't right.
I don't hear nothing. My whole stuff done went out. I'm lying, but I don't hear nothing.
But yeah, I think some men still have that perception, and I'm just picking on John, but I think some men that really think that our place is in the kitchen. Some men are still have that mentality. Have them babies. Stay at home, take care of them. Have me a full course meal when I get home. Draw my bath water.
Then get your bath. Then get your bath. Put on something sexy and walk through here like I want you.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, and if y'all just have an open mind for me for just a second, and I'm gonna try to make an argument to try to justify John's point, to say that it's legit, right? So I watched this documentary. This documentary was set in Chicago, and there was this guy that was one of the main figures there. His name was James Evans. There's a female. Her main name was Florida Evans.
Yes.
Florida Evans.
From
It's
Good Times.
It's a documentary. In this case, called it Good Times. And he told her where women need to be. And when he was about to tell her, she said, "Don't say it, James.
Mika, get your brother. Mika, get your brother."
And he told her, just like A-Trap said on here, the kitchen and the bedroom. The kitchen and the bedroom. So we got A-Trap in the building, my compatriot on the forecast on Monday nights. So Pastor Smith has a question. He says, so what's the balance between skill, competence, and compatibility / chemistry with the team you're working with? All right, I'll ask that again. What's the balance between skill, competence, and compatibility chemistry with the team you're working with? Does anybody want to tackle that first?
Well, I guess my question is, are you building the team, or are we talking about a team that's already built? Because to me, I shouldn't say it like this. When I realized my money was tied to the success of that branch, guess what? I started building my team based on real skill, not male skill or female skill, and not male, female competency or compatibility I put a team together that was going to win, whether they liked each other or not, who understood from these working hours, we all winning when we win.
Right.
After that, what you do, who you play golf with, who you sleep with, all that, whether you're a male, woman, want to be a male, it did not matter as long as we built a team who had the same goals and was not going to eat each other up while trying to accomplish.
There you go. There you go. And so what he just said when he says not try to eat each other up while trying to accomplish it, the competency and chemistry piece needs to be, the compatibility and chemistry piece needs to be compatibility and chemistry within the team, not for you. In other words, as a manager, supervisor, director, whatever the case may be, you shouldn't be trying to get people who are compatible and have chemistry with you, but with their other teammates.
Correct.
So when you talk about
cohesive environment,
that's right. So when you talk about what the balance needs to be, as far as I'm concerned, you need to have a well-balanced portfolio in whatever you do, whether it be in workers, whether it be in stocks, whether it be whatever the case may be. Okay, in your mentality. Balance is everything. So you need to have a well-balanced portfolio and not be overrepresented in one area or another. And how many organizations are overrepresented in the area that we always know? White male. They're overrepresented there. Even when their employee makeup or their team makeup does not mirror that representation. So how then can an individual who does not look like me, who did not come from where I come from, who does not think like I think, properly, effectively lead / manage me, right? So again, whenever those numbers are so out of whack, you got to be careful with them. So that's my dime store answer to it. We got Kirby in the building. Say peace and love.
Kirby.
Like always.
Hey, Kirby.
What up, Kirby?
What's up, Kirby?
Let's see who else we got in the building. I don't know who this is, but they said first off, if there are men like that, they ain't men. What kind of foolishness? She must be talking about my kitchen in the bedroom comment. Let's see, Keisha, and I'm just going to go on and read this without editing it. She goes, women have it harder than men because we deal with a lot more than y'all. We push out children, deal with monthly cycles, and only view useful in the kitchen and the bedroom.
Let me throw this out real quick if I can. Kind of like to what we asked initially, what Keisha just said there. Roughly 246 years of the establishment of this country. How many women presidents have we had?
Not on one.
We have 46 presidents. And how many women have had the opportunity to lead this country.
Mm-hmm.
We just got our first female vice president. And watch this. Women and black people are the only two groups that had to have legislation passed to give us the right to vote.
Mm.
So you got people who are making the decisions that literally don't even have the propensity to understand the challenges that a woman might have and what work she can do in spite of her being a woman. And I don't even say that negatively. I'm saying that, man, if somebody can do all that most women have to do
Right.
and still be successful and still not be choking the life out of your body, still not be backstabbing you for your, for some of the ignorance that we come with, and still be trying to date and still be trying to, spend time with her external family, you might have somebody there who has the ability to do more than we can even imagine.
Right. And I'm going to tell you from somebody who is very intent on making sure that people understand the sincerity with which I speak. Okay. And one of the things I tell them is that notice that when I'm talking to you, there's no stuttering. I'm delivering this flawlessly. That means I didn't just think about this. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is listen to how he's delivering what he's saying. He didn't just prepare for this show. He's telling you stuff that he really believes. This isn't his first time. This isn't his first time thinking of that. And I don't need anybody to tell me I'm telling you the truth. I can hear whether they're telling me the truth.
Right.
And he is. And just like A-Trap said, preach, AJ. Kia also said amen. Or amen, depending on what part of the country you're from. And Raider Kev in the building. I like everything about him except the fact that he Raider Kev. What's up, my man? All right. So we're going to answer one more question real quickly, and then we'll go to the streets of talking. And I'm going to start with Lily on this one. So to be fair and make sure we're opening the floor to everybody, let's ask that same question reverse. In what ways do men have it harder than women? Lily.
Good question.
I think men also have a target on their back every time they walk out the front door, right? So we've seen it year after year, especially more now. So with the whole camera phones, media, social media being at its peak, we see how many men have been killed just because they're black, from selling CDs at the wrong place, the wrong time. So that's why I kind of opened up by saying I think it shouldn't be a debate. I think in each one of our respects, there we both have it pretty hard out there, and
it's hard out here.
You ain't know.
Wow, Pastor Jones finished his line for me, man.
Was my mic on? I'm sorry. Go on, carry on. Stay quiet.
I love it. All right, Mika, what you got? What ways do men have it harder than women?
I'm with Alicia with, target being on their back, but also if a man, if he's leading the household and the way he's supposed to lead a household, that's a lot. He has a lot on him. He has to actually, if he's being the head and actually trying to do everything right, making sure his wife is good, his children are good, and actually, doing it the right way, that's a tough call. So I would say a man that's actually leading the way he's supposed to lead has it really hard.
Right. Nicole, what ways do men have it harder than women?
I agree wholeheartedly with what Alicia said and what Mika said, because I've just recently had that conversation and especially about the man who leads his home and take care of his family and just do whatever it is it takes to do and to do the things that God has given him to do, to provide for his family and to be a protector and all these things that men have to do. Because men are definitely under a lot of pressure. Not saying that women aren't under a lot of pressure. We are too, but I think sometimes men have it harder because a lot of times men don't want to talk about the pressures that they have. They want to be silent, and they don't want to be seen as complaining or being ungrateful, things of that nature. So I think it's hard for men, definitely, and in those two capacities, especially with regards to police brutality and as well as trying to raise take care of a wife and kids and just the daily struggles that they have. And you don't get paid the same as your counterparts.
Okay,
Sure.
the
So-
white counterparts or non-black
Right.
counterparts. AJ, what
You're
are
right, yeah.
in what ways do men have it harder than women?
Yeah, I was definitely gonna bring it from the perspective of a black man. I was a single dad for a long time, long
Mm.
time. My
Mhm.
oldest
Wow.
son was 6 until he was 16,
Mm.
and man, I literally had to sit in my driveway before I came inside because I didn't want to bring that energy into my
Wow.
That's right.
home
Wow.
because black men are still being marginalized, still
Wow.
being treated like we're more animal than human, and I'm not playing victim because believe me, I will
No.
bite your, I've learned. And now you add in the police brutality
Yeah.
and being shot. I got to control
Mhm.
myself, but you who've been trained and got the gun can't
There you
control
go.
yourself. So,
That's what's up.
all of that. And then I'm going to say this, ladies, and I love y'all, and then come home and have the pressure of fighting
Real talk.
with you. And I
Real
can't do
talk.
that. And
That's
I make
true.
it very
That's right.
plain. I will be single before I have hell in my home.
Okay.
If I went
Yeah.
out there and survived and
Yeah.
made it home,
Straight
I
up.
promise you, I'm not gonna fight in here. So,
Straight up.
again, as brothers and sisters, man, we got. Oh, okay, I got
Yep.
sound effects. You better.
Yes.
Yeah, the crowd loves it.
Yep. Your
Wow.
home has to be a safe
Oh,
place.
yeah. So, I mean, I just feel like those are the things that, and again, I'm not trying to put us as victims. It's almost like society has found a way to make us fight with each other, so
That's
they
Yeah.
true.
don't have to
Yes.
fight us as hard as they would
And
if we had
together.
our homes right and our support of each
Yes,
other
sir.
right.
Because if we
Right.
take
Yeah.
each other out, AJ, they don't have
That's
to do
right.
They
anything.
don't
We
have
just
to.
set it
That's
up.
one less one that they have to worry about. You're right.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So just took a couple of notes in myself. It says, in what ways do men have it harder than women? I put men get bashed for showing emotion and femininity
True.
because of what
True.
society calls normal for a man. Men usually have to be so tall and macho to be more appealing to the opposite sex. Tall, dark, and handsome is a thing.
Yeah.
And the next note, I said, women can do what men do, and we rarely say anything about it. But when a man tries to do what women do, he's a punk. Hashtag cheerleading. How many times we see a dude trying to cheerlead, whether it be in college or something, and we get to giggling and snicking in the crowd? Hell, I done did it.
I was about to say, I know you done it.
We've been at
Because
some of
that's
those
why
games
he used an
together.
example.
Tag and I have done it many of times.
Nicole,
Together.
what?
Yeah, she like that.
Uh,
And I put we just
Lord.
I said we just
Yes.
assume women do all the cooking, cleaning in the household. That's not the case a large percentage of the time. Some brothers can throw down out there.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I put, if it's so much harder for women, why have they consistently had a longer lifespan? There's something to that, right?
That's
So,
true.
so check this out: 75 to 79% of suicide victims, again, we're mental health people around
Yeah.
here, are men, which
Mhm.
suggests men suffer untreated lethal
Right.
mental distresses. 97% of employees who die at work are men, which suggests that the health and safety standards are being disappeared or not met, or that the health and safety aspects of the job are not up to standards. 71% of the homeless are men, though that number climbs higher depending on where you are. Despite this, a lot of homeless aid is geared toward women and children.
Children.
So
Mhm.
again, there's some aspects out there that brothers got some stuff to deal with.
yeah.
Keisha says men have it harder because they are disrespected in the world all the time, which is why it's important to give them peace at home. Right on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Give them peace and a peace.
Read the comments. Read the comments.
Akia says, I think men
Read
have
it,
it harder when it
dang
comes to this Me Too movement because you can get 4 women that want to come up or don't like you to come together and make one allegation, and that can end its freedom
Yep.
so fast with very little evidence just because
The woman
The
said
woman
it.
said it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see, just because a woman said it. All right. A-Trap says, when I was married, I had a hard time pretending to like her friends and mother.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Look at AJ talking about me too.
I feel you, Doc. I feel you.
And shout out to Just Joe's in the building.
What up, Justin?
Hey.
Raider Kev says, what weak-minded folks get confused with this strength as a physical attribute and what get lost is the fact that you can be strong mentally,
That's a
morally,
good point.
spiritually, and intellectual. Yes,
That's
sir.
That's a
right.
good point.
Mhm.
That's real
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, now this brother right here, AJ, I can only hope to bless you and get to meet him one day. This is our cousin, and he's a
He's an
brand new
idiot.
fool.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
See, look at this comment. He goes, men have it harder because prices at the 99-cent store went up.
Uh-uh.
Amen.
Because
A-Trap says, on a serious note, the way we have it equally hard is the manufactured Civil War, black women versus black men. That's right. And that
That's
manufactured
real.
word means something.
Yeah.
That's 100%
Right.
right.
That's real. That's real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have our attributes, says
Yeah.
Raider Kev. Right.
Mhm.
All right. Well, with
Mhm.
that said, so far, some good comments, good part of the show. And now it is time for.
The streets are talking.
Lily, what are those streets saying? What the hell? This oh, you laughing at Mika?
She had the slogan when I got back.
Because she got tired. I'm telling you, she can't go like she used to. That's why I try to play the shortest piece of this cut I can, because I know she can't last in them moves.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
just kind of going along with the theme of today's show, just talking about how our black men have it hard out there. Let's talk a little bit about Black Panther's director Ryan Coogler. So Ted, bring up what I sent you.
Ooh, which
Oh,
one first?
see, you ain't even ready.
No, I got it. Which one first?
Ryan Coogler.
Okay, I'm just gonna guess that's him.
Yes. So this
Yes.
is the Black Panther director that was wrongfully seen as a bank robber when he went to withdraw $12,000 from his bank account. So
Okay.
he went to the bank to go get $12,000 out of his bank account, got millions in the bank.
Mhm.
He went to go withdraw $12,000, but because he had on a hoodie, a COVID mask, and a hat,
What?
the bank
And
teller
sunglasses.
and sunglasses, the bank teller mistakenly called him a bank robber and sent for police to come and get him, right? So
And
what
think
he
about
did-
this. Come on, man. How many people you see wearing masks and glasses
Yeah.
and stuff nowadays?
So what he did is he gave her the withdrawal slip, and on the back of the withdrawal slip it said, "I would like to withdraw $12,000, but please go count the money somewhere else because I want to be discreet." He just trying to protect himself while he out here.
Right.
You
That's
never
what's
know
up.
who's watching you, so that's all he was doing. Well, she automatically saw the handwritten note on the
And
back
freaked out.
and had the police come. They handcuffed this man.
What?
Had him in the back of a police car. And so he said that he has forgiven Bank of America, that they have satisfied him enough. So I don't know if they broke him off with a piece of change or a piece
They
of
should
hush money
have if they did.
Better.
or what happened behind the scenes, but it was very, very sad to see because they released the body cam footage and you see him kind of looking like, what the hell is going on?
This ain't
Like,
him in the police. This ain't him in that police car photo that you sent me, is it?
Yes, that's him. So bring that up.
Okay.
Yes, so that was
That
him
does that look that don't look anything different than what you see every day, man.
every day.
And what
Yeah.
city was this in?
Atlanta. It was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, in
But then
Atlanta.
they asked the girl on the phone, and she sounded about dingy when they said, "Okay, does he have a weapon?" Because even the 911 operator was like, "What?"
Mhm.
She said, "Not that I know of." Girl,
So
get off
what fool would go into the bank to rob him without any kind of weapon?
No.
See, she wasn't. See, that tells me that their training wasn't very good because they got to
Mhm.
understand. Look, we have,
Yes.
and especially in a city like
Yeah.
Atlanta, from time to time, you may get some of our more wealthy clients in there, and they generally call those private clients. As soon as you pull
Yes.
their account up, you can see it's a private client account.
Yeah,
She
I
must
couldn't
do
do
that.
sis knew.
But my point is that at that point, you know, you're going to expect to see some
Right.
things that are a little outside the norm on how they operate in order to
Right.
protect their privacy
Right.
and security and things of
Right.
that nature. So the training, I don't know what's wrong with us.
And he's always like he said before, I've always gone to the bank. I've written down notes before, never had this issue before. So out of
That's
all days, he
ridiculous.
went in to go grab a quick $12,000.
And I
Which
do
is
that
nothing to
hey,
him.
every time I'm going to the strip club, I go grab a quick 12,000. That ain't
I know
nothing.
you do. I know you do.
Small bills. That's why I get. Hey, AJ. One of the funny things I do on Christmas when I get a mama money, I give her stacks of ones instead of big bills.
Did you say day mama?
Silly.
Day mama.
He did say day mama. That's what he
Ma-
said.
Yeah.
What
Mad
is
at
it?
mad at my mom. See, it's another DNA issue there. She hadn't proven.
Bye.
I promise.
Ain't mad at
If
not
Wilma
want you to
wanted
be
to
her
give you
child.
away, she would.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, Paul said,
Please.
"What? Wow."
Yes.
Let's see. Keisha says that wasn't a mistake. That heifer knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's
But
see.
you talking about somebody that has millions in the bank.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's
he
sad.
writes you a note to go count his money in the back, please.
And
Yep.
gives you his ID and everything. Like
Everything.
Wow. The
You
clown
had
that
everything. You
Yeah.
had everything.
did anybody watch TMZ? Did they really say that he should have been arrested? That's what A-Track
I
said.
don't know.
I wouldn't put it past
I
them.
don't know if TMZ said that. I didn't read TMZ story because sometimes they get on my nerves.
Yeah, sometimes
They do. They
stupid
go a
stuff.
little rough. Yeah.
They go low.
And
Yeah.
Just Joe said he gave them his ID.
Yes, he
So
did.
that
He did.
so what bank robber do you know
Thank
Here,
you.
let
gives
me
you
give
an
you.
ID?
This is
My
why.
ID and
I
my
mean, it's some
my
dumb
debit
criminals.
card.
Yeah, it's some dumb criminals out there. But come on,
Yeah, he had his
Uh,
ID, the withdrawal slip, and the note was on the back of the withdrawal slip.
Keisha said. After that, I
She's
closed my
silly.
Bank of America account. I took all $2.50 to Wells Fargo. Well, hey, I got news for you. Wells Fargo is the last place you needed to take it to. They do not like people that look like you.
Don't run it
Yes, you
over
don't.
there. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Bank of America.
But
ain't- Yeah,
thanks to that, we have a new hashtag. It's called hashtag banking while black.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Paul said, "You go, Walker." She was trying to delay Black Panther too.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Yeah. Mike said that TMZ full of shit.
Yeah.
they are.
The way
They
they do
are.
it.
Mayhem, my other co-host on the forecast, he goes, someone on Twitter said he should have called the head. For what?
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should
and
have to.
and I'm
Yeah,
not, you
I'm
call the
not-
head. If I'm getting six figures withdrawn, I may call the head to
Yes,
give you some
that's
time to
different.
get
Right.
it together. But 12,000 ain't nothing. Like I said,
Yeah.
I get that out on Fridays before I go
Go
to
count that in the
spot,
back and
to
come
the
on.
shake joint.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Paul said, "Don't bank with Wells Fargo. They are not good." Yeah, we know that.
At all.
We know. Yeah, Paul, you bank under the mattress anyway, so be quiet.
Yay.
All right. Well, we only got about 6 or 7 minutes left, Lily.
Okay.
So hopefully that was your best story. You ain't getting no more.
Oh, my.
Holy Lee.
Yeah.
I wanted more.
So get ready.
You wanted more than you, AJ. I know.
Get ready for your final thoughts. Matter of fact, might as well, Lily. Go on and give us one more when we have to give final thoughts.
Yeah, because
after
you
that.
wanted that other
I think
story.
I think we
Put
done
that other-
chopped. I think we
put that
done.
other picture up.
Yeah, I sure did want it.
Put
Let's
that
see.
other picture
The
up.
devil is busy right now.
So rest in peace to Tracy Braxton, who passed away at 50 with a silent
Man,
battle
way
of
too young to die.
esophageal cancer.
Right.
So super young, kept this
50 years old.
private. I think one of the things that the Braxtons have done, they've always lived in front of us. So a lot of people were bringing up Braxton family values drama from years back when we should just be focused on what the family is going through right now today. I hate when people bring up old stuff when somebody passes. Like, just let that person pass and let the family grieve. So Tony Braxton did release a statement from the family, and it said, "It is with the utmost regret that we inform you of the passing of our sister Tracy. Needless to say, she was a bright light, a wonderful daughter, an amazing sister, a loving mother, wife, grandmother, and a respected performer. We will miss her dearly. Tracy passed this morning as the snow was falling. Our angel is now a snowflake. We ask that you respect the privacy as we plan to send her home with love, celebrating her life. We are family forever. Love, the Braxton family." Her mother also released a statement this morning And that was the first time her mother kind of spoke out, and she just kind of spoke of the story of them sitting in the bed together like a year and a half ago when they first got the news of her terminal cancer, and just sharing secrets. And she said, she told her mom, "I'm going to beat this." And her mama said, "Without a doubt, you're going to beat this." And one of the most powerful things her mom said, and that is, our healing is not always on this side.
That's
Good
what.
word.
That's
Good
what's
word.
up, man.
That's a
But
good word.
sometimes it's in the healing is in the bosom of God, and that's where
That's
Tracy is right
That's
now.
right.
So,
That's
I
right.
got chills reading that. I got chills
Yeah.
just now, just saying it. So,
Yeah.
just thoughts and prayers to them as they deal with that loss.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. And if anybody knows Tony Braxton, just tell
Yes.
her if she needs somebody to sit
Stop. Go on and move on.
My
Go
God.
on and move on.
with. Look, I'm trying to
Go on and
help
move on.
grieve.
Why you can. Go on
If
and
you
move on.
need Tony,
Father,
AJ, you
if
see?
you
I stretch my hand, his hand,
Yes.
as
No
many
other
hands
help
as
I
we
know.
can
and
unto
look
thee.
here,
Yeah.
he
No
delivered
other.
it. He delivered it slow to the Lord too.
Yeah. No other help we know.
He letting it
Ne-
breathe.
I have to tarry for you, bro. I got to tarry for you.
Yeah, got late.
Yes.
We
Mm.
got CJ Boyd in the building. CJ Boyd frequently on Elevate with Justin Caraway on BS3 Network. And I'm glad he late to the show because this is a clown. And
Oh, Lord.
I did not want to be navigating through his comments today. Let's see. Wilk said 7 whole days is what she said, right?
Oh, my God.
See this
Uh-uh.
clown.
Oh,
Now,
my
you're
God.
not
See what
going
I'm
to
dealing
quote
with?
Oh, my
Tony.
God.
See what I'm dealing with?
You're not going to
AJ?
Oh,
quote
my
Tony on
God.
that.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Boss
No,
up. That's all I got. That's crazy.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to
Oh.
ask one question before we give our
Oh.
final thoughts, right? So I asked the question is that are women more complicated than men? And does that contribute to the difficulties in their lives or the stresses in their lives or how it's harder for them? Right. So women are more complicated. Does that contribute to it? Mika, we're going to start with you since
Uh-uh.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
we
she
are.
got her face.
uh-huh. Does that make
She
it harder?
thinking. She
You
thinking. Look at her
complicated.
thinking.
Be honest. I mean, you complicated. You know, we know. You know. See there, you
Her
proving my
look. Look at
point.
her look.
So
I
we
think
know.
y'all.
We're all adults. We know women are more emotional than men, right? You know, we know
Ooh,
women are typically
do
more
me last.
complicated.
Do me last.
Okay, so answer that question. Does that make things more difficult?
Are we more complicated or are we more emotional? And does emotion bring
Is
about?
that AJ is doing? You might as well do this,
I
AJ.
can't help it. I try. I don't play cards for money. My face tell the truth.
I don't think we're more complicated. I think y'all make us more complicated.
Tell the truth, shame the devil, sis.
Because it's just, I mean, to me, I always say it's women want, certain things, and we'll tell you what we want. We're not complicated. I think men are complicated.
But
You
do we
really
always
believe
tell them
this?
what we want? Or
Thank
do we
you,
kind of
Lily.
sometimes? I'm just being for real.
Do this
we
dress make my butt look big? No, that your butt make your butt look big.
That don't
Man,
have
tell
nothing
me
to do.
that ain't complicated.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know that ain't the dress.
Oh my
That dress
gosh.
ain't did nothing to you. That blueberry did.
Well, let me just speak
Oh
for
my
myself.
gosh.
I sometimes I be like, you should have known. He
Yeah.
should have known what was going on with me, but I never said
Yeah.
anything. So I think sometimes we can be complicated.
Just Joe said Dr. Food. Let's see. Mike said, AJ, take a knee on this one, bro. He trying to tell you to stay out.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, bro. That's what I was thinking. And I now you done confirmed. Thank you. I know nothing.
CJ said, man, I should have got it earlier. Yep, you should have.
Nope,
All right, this is my
nope, too
boy,
late.
Richard Grant. Richard said, one is not more complicated than the other. We're just different. Okay.
Good point, Richard.
We
Good point.
operate different. We
Good
think
point.
different. Yes.
And
I
Paul,
think
to
there's more
Mika's
layers
comment,
to women.
to Mika's comment, Paul said, what girl? See, no. Let's see. Genevieve says, emotional, both are. Women may show it more than men internalize it.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody convinced me that they not more complicated yet. So I'm going to go to AJ.
I was hoping to be able to go last because, bruh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I want to just tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth on this show.
Tell
I
it.
know I can be
Go
complicated. I
ahead,
Tell
do
Tell
know
it.
it.
it. Tell it.
I can be complicated. I know sometimes I make it harder than it absolutely has to be. There's some times when I do some dumb stuff and I have to ask myself, why did you do that? And that's before I get in trouble. And I just, man, listen, maybe one day I'll grow up, maybe one day I won't, but I know I can be complicated for no reason at all. So I can't put that all on women to make a long story short. I feel like each person is an individual, and I don't think it's based on gender. I think that some people just how they were raised, they grew up in complicated situations. So now that's all they know is how to complicate stuff.
And
And
I'm sick
before I
aside.
leave this earth, man, I want to be mellow. I want to be laid back. I don't want to be as complicated. I want it to just be
Well,
nice and smooth.
get you a 3.5 of this stuff I got over here. Then it'll get you mellow, partner.
Bruh,
Yeah, that's enough.
mail it. Mail it.
Lily, come on, you got something to say? I need you to say it.
I don't know. I think even like if I just think back, like growing up and in high school, I generally wanted to hang out with the guys because the girls were just doing too much. It was too complicated. It was
And
too
how
much to
often?
do.
That's good. How often do you
Right.
hear dudes say that to say, "Nah, I don't even get
Same
no
here.
dudes as friends,
Yeah.
man." 'Cause
I spent
they
more
Seriously,
time
always on stuff.
with
But you hear
females.
females say that all the time.
all the
Yeah.
time. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes in situations, women will make things complicated. And I think it can go both ways, but I think women, we have a lot of layers to us in a lot of situations.
And sometimes I like peeling them back. Trust me.
Yeah,
What
You
she's
know.
saying.
Huh?
Idiot.
yeah, I bet you do.
I was gonna say, I don't think he meant what I thought he meant.
Well, you know him.
No.
I can't.
Oh boy,
Richard said bear trap questions.
he didn't lie. He didn't lie.
CJ
He
said,
didn't
how
lie.
am I supposed to know if you don't tell me? Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got D
Straight
Great
up.
in the building. What's up, D Great? He said,
What
hey.
up?
A Trap says, wow, refrigerator made your butt look big, not that dress.
No.
Wow.
Oh.
CJ said, tell the truth, AJ.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Keisha said, great show. Now let me pay attention in church for these snitching ass folks. Die me out.
Oh,
My God.
yikes.
Wow. That means she had church. She probably had Monday school. She had Monday school right now. Raider
That is
Kev
funny
says,
to
to be
me.
honest, my opinion, we both keep it real. The simple fact is women's real and men's real are two different realities.
I
I like
love
that. That's
I love
real.
that,
That's
Raider.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Raider
that's
Kev
real.
always come with the level
love that.
headedness. Ask if his woman is watching.
AJ.
Paul says, boy, I'm so glad to hear that this is Arlene. Oh, this is Arlene on there. Not
Oh,
Paul.
okay.
This is the same one right here, Paul.
Uh-uh.
AJ, his wife thought you had to rewind DVDs before you take them back to Blockbuster, man. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Fairways.
I'm not kidding.
Fairways.
CJ say homegirl in the middle top speaking facts. That's Lily, man. And let's see, possibly some men have menopause also. They need to take a pill. I've heard that before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Raider Kev
They have
says,
their cycle too.
yeah, and sometimes it's not a gender thing. Sometimes people are just more complicated than others.
Yeah.
Genevieve says, great point. I have more male friends than women. A lot
Yeah.
of women say that.
Yeah,
All right,
sometimes
cool.
they
But we're gonna give our final thoughts, and we are going to start with the season Queen and Anna and work our way down, and then we'll go to AJ and myself last. Nicole, final thoughts.
First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight, AJ.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
enjoyed you tremendously. So I thank you, and I hopefully you'll be back on again at a later date and time.
I'd love to.
Also, I want to thank all of our listening audience. I just appreciate you guys for just showing up every single week to support us, and that means a lot. And so I'm thankful for you guys for coming on every week. And with regards to this topic about whether men or women have it the hardest, I think that we all do have it hard. Black men and black women. However, we just got to right. All we can do, there's I don't think there's anything that we can actually do to change the situation other than just keep petitioning God, praying that things change. And maybe it will and maybe it won't, but I'm trusting that God will make some changes with regards to this situation and this particular topic. But just that's all. I just feel like that's all we can do at this point, because what else can we do?
Right.
And the other thing is, I have an announcement that I want to make, because I know you said that in the past, Tig, that we can mention something that's going on with our businesses or whatever.
You expect it
Keegan's
again?
Place is going to have. Yeah, you did say that before.
You expect it
Don't-
again?
No, I didn't say I'm expecting.
Go on, Ken.
Boy,
What in the
no,
devil?
this is in regards to Keegan's Place.
Okay.
So many of you guys know that I have a nonprofit for mental health, and in May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
That's right.
So in that month, Keegan's Place is going to have a raffle. We had raffles in the past, but when the pandemic hit, there wasn't a lot of donations going around for the raffle and things of that nature. So this May, we're going to have another raffle, and I'll give you guys details, and I'll be sharing the prizes and things of that nature. But right now, I don't have the exact date in May, but I'll keep you guys posted, and hopefully you guys will be able to participate and win some prizes, as well as help Keegan's Place in the process.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Awesome. Yeah. And
Thank you.
Enviro Clean Systems will be donating a TV for that raffle. So I need to go pick that up and get it to you. And in the past, I have participated. I bought lottery tickets, raffle tickets. I've won. So, I'm gonna probably buy a whole bunch of tickets again and plan on winning. All right. Mika,
you got a free car detail.
I did. From Gator. Mika, on you.
Real quick.
Clear your throat first.
Don't do that, baby. You know these allergies are acting up.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I know you were scared about these queens, but told you we just get him.
That King.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We nice to everybody else.
And to our audience, thank you. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all keep the show going. We appreciate it. Keep coming back. We love Keisha. Girl, your comments, I go back and read those because they are hilarious.
She's probably praying right now.
Yes, she's in church right now.
And on this topic, I think we can just all agree that we have it hard. And I think the best thing we can do is stop overcomplicating things and help to be each other's peace. And, know that, with different different issues, we all have it hard. So
what the hell is wrong with you?
She read that. She read that.
That ADD kick in. And so I just say be each other's peace, have each other's back, and know that it's all. I can't. I'm done.
All right. All right. Lily, final thoughts, ma'am.
AJ, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I like AJ. He was coming with his real deal.
Yeah, he cool.
Real deal Holyfield. Okay. So I thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We definitely have to have you back. Our supporters, week after week, y'all
they deliver.
Come through in that thing. Y'all come through. So we appreciate you. Just on the topic, I think we overcomplicate this, right? So this shouldn't even be something we talk about. Rather than talk about it, let's look for a way to just be each other's peace. Like Mika said, we just got to come together and be each other's peace, so that we got enough against us when we walk out the door every day. Right. So we don't need to be against each other. I think Andre made a great point of saying earlier, just saying that if we continue to take each other out, we give them all they need, right? So we really just have to be there for one another through this process.
Right on. AJ, on you, my man. Final thoughts.
I can't thank y'all enough for allowing me to be a part of the show because I'm gonna tell you, I genuinely love this show. When I found it the
Love
first
it.
time, I've been talking
Thank
about it
you.
ever since, and I mean it.
Every day on the lunch break show, he is talking about Queen 3 and King. I
I
Thank
I
love
promise
it.
mean
you.
it. I mean, and in case y'all didn't know, y'all really do have something special. So man,
you.
cherish
Appreciate it.
it, keep building it, keep expanding it, because it's really something that really takes people away from that everyday thing. But
Yes,
we learn something from what y'all
no,
share. So
what's that?
again, I can't thank y'all enough for having me on the show. On the topic, yeah, I think we both have it hard, but man, we don't have to have it as hard. We could work together and make
Mm-mm.
it easier.
Mm,
And that's the thing, man. Together we strong as hell.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
right.
we
hell
are.
itself don't want to deal with us when we're working together. So I
Right.
encourage people, man, to find
Yeah,
you somebody that you can work with, that you can fight
Mhm.
with, and not fight against, and you're gonna be all right. And I
yeah.
mean that.
Mm.
I mean that. So
That was
thank
great.
y'all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
and to let the folks know where they can catch your show at, because I'm telling you, the same type of nuggets he been dropping this entire show, you can get
Yeah.
every single day on the Lunch Break Sports Show. Even
Yeah.
though it's called a Lunch Break Sports Show, I promise you, they talk about life. Where can they find you
Mm.
at, my man?
Yeah, they can check us out on any of the social media platforms uh, at Jones Media and ENT, which is short for entertainment. At Jones Media and ENT. We're back on Facebook. I really don't like that. We're on YouTube and we're on Twitch and Twitter. And of course, we're on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3.
That's
So,
right.
man, I just love what we do every
Awesome.
Monday through Friday from 12 to 2. I mean, 12 to 1. 12 to 1.
Look
Awesome.
at this food. Hey, Trap.
You can be just being peas, baby.
Wow.
Wow.
Before I get to my final thoughts, I was going to ask AJ, can he get up and go play the piano back there for us?
I know you lying.
And run dead into that wall? No.
But in all honesty, though, after I give my final thoughts, I want you to close this show like you close yours, because I think what you typically say every day
Yeah.
is pertinent for this particular episode. Okay, so when I
Be
give
glad
mine,
to.
I'm gonna turn it over to you to finish us out. And so for me, again, I've played the devil's advocate throughout the show this evening. I had a feeling I would probably need to, and I'm comfortable in that role. The truth of the matter is, all genders have their struggles. However, in my opinion, it is harder being a woman. There are more natural struggles that come with being a woman, such as the menstrual cycle, childbearing, pregnancy, and the frequent sexualization toward women. We
Hmm.
have not talked about that.
Oh,
And when we talk
yeah.
about difficulties on women, think about all the countries, not just this one, and
Yeah.
how much harder they have it in some of the other societies, right? In some of the other cultures. It is hell. Okay. So again, the frequent sexualization toward women, we didn't even really touch on that, which is a big factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And think about it. Have we as men ever had to fight for men's rights?
Mm.
Mm.
But
Fair
women then
point.
had to fight for women's rights.
Yep.
So
Mm.
that's case in point. In fact, women are harder on women
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
than men are on men.
That's true.
Yeah,
Right.
that's real.
So
Very
not only do
true.
they have it harder from us, they got it harder from each other. With that being said, make it easier on a woman today. And we thank you for watching Queen 3 and King. Again, AJ, I knew it would be a blast having you on. I knew you would drop some knowledge for us, man. And we will definitely be doing it again, man. So
Mm.
hopefully you'll accept our invite coming, down the road, because we definitely want to have you on. And to our viewing audience, hey, we appreciate you. Without you,
Yes.
there is no us. And we appreciate you for supporting us. We need it. We need the support, not for us. I'm telling you right now that there is absolutely no way anybody on this panel is doing what we do for us. We're doing this for somebody else. I
Hmm.
promise you. I
Yes,
promise you
indeed.
that. So again, we appreciate you. Next week, before I go to AJ to close us, we have another special guest. We got the two brothers from Man Talk Mondays, Derek Smith and John Yogi Lewis, talking about computer love. Let me put it like this. They did the show Computer Love either last week or the week before. And I knew when I was in the middle of that show, I'm like, we're going to do that same topic. I'm not changing
I
the
love it.
title of it, and we bringing them on.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So we're talking about dating today, online dating, whether there's a difference between online dating and meeting somebody at Walmart. So this ought to be a blast
Mm.
as well. So
Can't
again,
That'll
wait.
be funny.
I can't wait to tell y'all how I look at Facebook when somebody
Yeah.
hit me.
All right, so we appreciate you. AJ, close us out, my man.
Well, listen, what I say when I close my show, I say, let's not be divided, let's be united. And I mean that wholeheartedly. We got to find something that we can unite on, because once we do, we're hell to deal with. So, man, again, I appreciate y'all. And I got to have y'all on my show. I got to have y'all on my show. Now, I don't know what y'all doing Fridays between 12 and 1, but here's what I can do. We can film it or tape it and then play it back. So y'all just let me know what evening will work. But I want to have y'all on because the Lunchbreak crew will love y'all.
Okay. I love it.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. We appreciate it, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
The Queen Bee has arrived.
You know. What show out then? So I'm gonna start with both of y'all's hands right here.
Look for my thumb.
Look for your thumb.
Like if you can see my thumb on this mic.